The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 12 verses 9 to 10 says, "But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly of my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me. For the sake of Christ, then, I am content with weaknesses, insults, hardships, persecutions, and calamities. For when I am weak, then I am strong." My name is Emmanuel, and what this verse really means to me is that we're not made through our works. Our value isn't through our works, but it's in the grace of God that is given freely to us through His Son, Jesus Christ. So, growing up and just in the church, I used to love doing trivia. I used to love just being in church, just to have that feeling of being the top. In my family, we're very competitive. So like having trivia just made me very competitive in the church. And I feel like there was a point in time where I was going to church and I just didn't really know God. It was just for me to do Bible trivia. I could learn like a little Bible lesson and then at the end of it, just go back to living the way I lived. So when I was growing up, I just thought that a lot of times I had to be this person that looked from the outside like a Christian. Sometimes I would play the part well, other times I would fall. I remember coming into middle school, I kind of lost my way a little bit. Certain values that I held on to, I ended up losing it because of new environment and new temptations and new issues that was coming about. So what's said in 2 Corinthians here is that His grace is sufficient. It's not through my own works. It's not something that I have to continually work on or do various different works, but it's through the grace of God. So just hearing that just makes me feel so amazed, because a lot of times I just felt that my value was in what I knew, but yet I didn't really have that big relationship with God. So growing up, getting into my teenage years, going into high school, temptations were still there. Certain times I had to fall. Certain times I fell. Sometimes I had people that would uplift me, both in the church and outside the church. So the grace of God just comes in many different forms in my life. Through the people, through just His wishes, through His mercy and His compassion, and I'm forever grateful. Because the man that I am today, me 10 years ago probably wouldn't believe how far I've come, but it's only by His grace. Amen.